In continuation with this chapter, now let's study another topic, that is circular motion. We have studied about circular motion in class 9th. Now let's study it in detail. It is the motion of an object around a fixed point or axis of rotation from the same distance throughout. And the object is in uniform circular motion when object moves in a circular path with constant or uniform speed. Now let's study some terms related to circular motion. First is angular displacement. Denoted by theta, and it is the angle subtended by a moving object at a fixed point, that is about its axis of rotation. Let's understand it with the help of diagram. Consider a circle along which a particle is moving at distance r from the center. It is at position A at time t equal to 0, and as the time passes, that is at t is equivalent to t, it is at position B. Thus the angle subtended by the whole path is angular displacement, and it is equal to theta is equivalent to total displacement upon radius, that is arc by radius. Unit is radian, symbol is RAD. It's a dimensionless quantity. And it's a vector quantity only if theta is small. magnitude, it's a vector, and we have studied about its magnitude, that is AB by R, and its direction is given by right hand rule. Right hand thumb rule. Let us suppose if the particle is moving in anti-clockwise direction, in this way, then according to right hand thumb rule, the direction of angular displacement is vertically upward. That is, by right hand thumb rule, the fingers gives the direction of the path traced by a particle, and the direction of thumb gives the in the direction in which the thumb points gives the direction of angular displacement. That is, here it is vertically upwards when motion is anticlockwise, then theta is direction of theta is vertically upwards. Similarly, which is perpendicular to the plane of a paper, and now if the direction is in clockwise direction, if the motion is in clockwise direction, then in this case thumb points in vertically downward direction, and this is the direction of angular displacement. And now let's understand why we take theta small, because it follows vector properties. When theta is small, it follows vector property, that is commutative law of vector addition. That is, if we add two vectors together, then their order doesn't matter. That is, either we are adding theta 1 in theta 2 or theta 2 in theta 1. The answer will be same. But if these angles are very large, then they will not be equal, and then this is not a vector quantity. Let's understand it with the help of one example, that is, rotate one book along x-axis first in anti-clockwise direction by an angle of 90 degree. That is, the angle is large anti-clockwise along x-axis, and after that rotate the book along y direction, y-axis, in anti-clockwise direction, that is, here it is theta 1 equal to 90 degree, and here theta 2 is 90 degree along y-axis. Now note the position of a book. Now again repeat it, and now first rotate the book along y-axis by 90 degree. Here now theta 1 is 90. which is along y. Then rotate it along x-axis by 90 degree in anti-clockwise direction. Here we are not changing the direction, but we have changed the order. Now let's see its orientation, whether it is changed or not. This is x-axis, y-axis, angle is now theta 2 equal to 90 degree, and it is also anti-clockwise. Now let initially the book is placed in this manner, and we have to first rotate along x-axis in anti-clockwise direction. So here this is x-axis and we are rotating it in anti-clockwise direction. This is anti-clockwise and this is the clockwise direction. So here we are rotating it in anti-clockwise direction by 90 degree. And after that we have to rotate it along y-axis, that is this, by 90 degree. That is, it is in this way. So this is the final position. So let's keep it here. Now let initially the book is placed in this manner and we have to rotate it along y-axis first by 90 degree in anti-clockwise direction. So the book is in anti-clockwise direction along y-axis. This is y-axis. So we are rotating it along y-axis in anti-clockwise direction by 90 degree. So this is the position. After that we have to rotate it again by 90 degree along x-axis. That is, it is in this way. So here we can see that the orientations are different. Thus we can conclude that if the angles are large, thus it depends on its angle or it depends on their order. Depends on order, that is, we cannot change theta 1 plus theta 2 is not equal to theta 2 plus theta 1. Depends on order. If depends on order, then their orientation will change and thus they cannot be vectors. Therefore, we take only small angular displacements, that is, theta should be small. Also, their directions are along the axis of rotation, therefore, they are axial vectors. Next is angular velocity. Its symbol is omega and it's a vector quantity. It is defined as angular displacement to the time taken for a small time interval. Angular displacement is also small and it is given by, we can write it as del theta, that is very small, and time is also small, and we can write it in differentiation form, that is limit delta t tends to 0, del theta by del t is equal to d theta by dt, and its unit is radian per second. Dimension m0, L0 t minus 1. And we can find its direction by right hand thumb rule. Its magnitude gives angular speed, that is del theta by del t. And now, in order to find its direction, let's draw this diagram. Let the particle initially at position A, and it is moving in anti-clockwise direction. Its final position is B. Small angle is angular displacement, that is del theta. Then by right hand thumb rule, which is vertically upwards, and if rotation is clockwise, then by right hand thumb rule, direction is vertically downward. Angular velocity is also an axial vector. As its direction is along the axis. Now let's study another topic, that is relation between linear velocity given by v and angular velocity. Omega. To find the relation, let us consider that an object is moving in a circular path by an angle theta. Its radius is r. Then the length covered by a particle is the length of circular arc, that is, let S. Therefore, as length of circular arc is AB equal to small s. Therefore, length is equivalent to angle into radius. Now, on differentiating this equation with respect to time, keep r r constant, we get ds by dt equal to r into d theta by dt, where ds by dt is linear speed and d theta by dt is angular speed, which can be written as v equal to r omega, or in vector form, this is the relation between linear velocity and angular speed. In vector form, it can be written as v vector equal to omega vector cross r vector. Direction of linear velocity is always tangential to the circle and perpendicular to radius vector. And we have studied about the direction of angular velocity, which is either vertically outward or vertically inward, that is, depends on the direction of rotation. Direction of r is radially outward.